Welcome back. You're watching News Center. The Swedish defense manufacturer Saab is all set to set up a manufacturing facility for the Carl-Gustaf M4 defense system here in India. This is going to be the biggest investment for Sweden Saab outside of Sweden ever. We caught up with the senior vice president of Saab, Jörgen Johansson, and this is what he told CNBC-TV18.
We have been here, as you said, for very long, now almost 50 years. And so we have built up a customer relations for so long. So it feels very good today to announce that we are taking the first steps also to produce the M4 system on our own here in India. And this is the first country that we're actually doing this in. So I feel very proud for this.
Right. So will you be going alone completely, or is there a JV partner?
We will have got permission then to have 100% in our production company, but we will not go on our own. We will work with partners, sub-suppliers, in order for us to be making India fully. So it's we will be joining forces with India.
Right. So we heard that this facility is going to be spread over 3.6 acres, is what we learned from your team. Give us a sense of when this facility would be ready. When do you plan to begin production?
We will begin production next year. Exactly when, we will not say, because it's first time we build this complex facility in India. So therefore, during next year, we will be ready with the facility and also then start production.
Right. Clearly, one of the reasons why you have set up a facility here is because you expect a strong stream of demand from the Indian Army. Could you give us a sense of what is the kind of ballpark demand figure from the Indian Army that you're working with at this juncture?
India is the largest customer for the Carl-Gustaf systems, and we therefore are quite sure that we will find a good partnership with also to grow into the M4 system. The Indian customer has started to use the M4 system. That has been a real success in other parts of the world. So therefore, I'm quite certain that we will find a way also here in India with the M4. On top of that, we will also produce a totally new sighting system that will go for the world market that we will start producing here in India.
Right. How many Carl-Gustaf systems are here in operation in India? M3 would be the leading unit out of all of that?
India is by far the biggest M3 customer. I'm not allowed to give the numbers. By far the largest one. And of course, over time, those has to be changed over. Please. And then the M4 with much lighter, much easier to use, more easier to hit as well. And that will, of course, be looked on by the Indian customer as well.
Now, in terms of exports, because this is something that India and US are today discussing, co-development, co-production, not just for India and the US, but Indo-Pacific and beyond. So is this something that India and Sweden, Saab is also considering with India, Make in India for Sweden and the world?
Yes, it is. And as I said, also for the sighting system, that will be for the world market, but also then for the M4. We will have now also possibilities to bring that to other countries.
Okay, so this weapon system that you said is being used in how many countries at present?
Over 40 countries, but close to 20 countries now has the new M4. So it's already now a well-established product where customers now are buying more and more of.
Right. So exporting from India, be it to Sweden or from Sweden to third countries, this will require permission from both countries?
Yes, end user certificate, a normal procedure as we have in all countries.
Right. Now, in terms of investments, could you give us a sense of how much you are going to be investing for this Carl-Gustaf M4 facility?
It's a substantial amount of money. We have not revealed the figure because that will be over time also increased, but it's a huge investment for Saab that we do here in India. And we really hope that this will also support the Indian customer long term now.
Right. If I were to compare it to recent investments, could we call it perhaps the biggest investment being made by Saab so far, Or how would you give us a sense of how big the Saab is?
It's the biggest I do outside Sweden by far, so that is for sure. So, and that feels, as I said, we have been here so long, and to do this together with the Indian customer feels fantastic.
How much are you expecting to source from India in the coming years? What is the current level of sourcing, and how do you plan to increase it over the next few years in terms of components?
Yeah, I mean, we are certain that we will fulfill the Make in India requirements, and on top of that, we will work closely with the partner companies that we have, Munitions India and Advanced Weapons and Equipment as well. So we will work together with the ecosystem that already exists, and then also introduce new suppliers.
Right, and ammunition also will be made in India?
Not in this stage, but we are looking into that as well.
Right. Now, in terms of this being a litmus test, would you say that if this project succeeds, this would encourage you to deepen investments in more manufacturing in India, more R&D, and perhaps pitch for more projects?
Yes, of course. I mean, it's a huge step for us now. We will take it stepwise to see. But as always, if this works as we hope, then of course we see lots of possibilities to grow here in India.
What are some of the areas which you would be most interested in for the future, and any kind of observations on India's defense ecosystem, the acquisition procedures?
What we have seen right now, the approval of the FDI went extremely fast compared to what my experience has been in other countries, how this goes. So I think that was encouraging. Then, of course, we also, if we're looking into, for my area is advanced weapons. And I think that we have a knowledge about that, and we could work here with building also other types of advanced weapons in the future here.
Right. My final question would be, looking at the changing nature of warfare, how we're seeing in the Red Sea, small drones, low-cost drones are completely destabilizing large weapon systems. How is this going to change the nature of warfare? And in terms of future investments that you would be making in terms of R&D, what would you like to develop for the future? Where would you be putting your money globally?
Yes, as you said, we need to find solutions that are cost efficient, or you could say cheap, because if you meet enemies with drones that cost very few dollars, then of course we need to meet them with weapons that cost the same. Otherwise it will be too expensive in the warfare. So that is also one idea that I have. Could we look into that together with in India as well?
All right, Saab betting big on India. That's all we have time for. Thank you for watching News Center. Goodbye.